Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? And happy Autistic Pride to you all. So today what I want to do, as I've done many times on this channel, is talk about some of the things that make me proud to be autistic and part of the autism community, because I do believe that autistic people do deserve to be proud of themselves, and we have a lot of great things to offer to the world. So here we go. So I often consider my favourite thing about being autistic is the passion and enthusiasm that we display when we are kind of doing or talking about something that we are really passionate and enthusiastic about, such as our special interests. So for me, for example, it could be Disney, it could be some of my favourite video games, it could be like filming things for YouTube, for TikTok, professionally or whatever. Just all sorts of things like that really, and I think that is absolutely great. And I love how we light up when talking about our special interests as well, or doing our special interests, and it can make people engage with our special interests as well, which is absolutely fantastic. I also think that autistic people have great imaginations as well, and I'd like to think I'm included in that because I feel like I do have a very active imagination, and this can help us come up with and think of a lot of great and unique and fun and wacky ideas that maybe other people would not have thought of. And I think because of this, I think like a lot of people could learn a lot from us autistic folk, and likewise we could learn a lot from neurotypical folk as well. You know, I think we should all be more accommodating of each other, and I do think that, you know, neurotypical people and neurotypical places, the neurotypical world should be more accommodating for more autistic people for this reason. And even though there are things that we do struggle with, I do think that we can see things that autistic people struggle with in a more positive way, and we can play to the strengths of us autistic folk as well, you know, and sort of highlight those strengths. And I think that's a great way to help us autistic folk. So for example, I may not be the most naturally spontaneous of people. You know, I like routine, I like plans, but because of that, I'm great at planning things. I'm great at coming up with new and exciting things for myself, my friends and my family to do. I'm great at organising things, even with, you know, other sensory issues that me and many other autistic people may face. You know, it could also mean that we end up noticing like a lot of things either before other people do, or things that people may not notice at all, such as certain sounds, smells, sights, etc. I think it is good and should be celebrated, but at the same time we do need to accommodate so that we don't feel overstimulated and sensory overload happens as often as it does. I do think that autistic people are very highly intelligent as well, and because of this I think a lot of the most interesting people I've ever met are on the autism spectrum, and I think also some of the most charismatic people I've seen are on the autism spectrum as well. I mean, I do think that I am intelligent, and I do think that I am creative, and I do think that I am interesting, but I don't know if I'm particularly charismatic or not, to be honest. But I do think with our intelligence comes a great sense of humour, and I think that definitely adds to the charisma of autistic people. It adds to the interest that draws people to autistic folk as well. I think for me, I like using humour to make lighter situations, to help people warm to me, to show that I'm not overly serious and stuff like that, and I don't take life too seriously. Especially like in places of like work and whatnot, you know, I do try to make people feel more relaxed when working with me, you know, by sort of using humour and you know, having a more light-hearted approach to things, but still keeping it professional, of course, you know. Another way I'm proud to be autistic is the fact that I think a lot of autistic people have very strong moral values, and these moral values are very hard to compromise. And this means that we will stand up for what we believe in and not compromise those values to please other people. I think also because of this, because autistic people are also very logical thinkers often, and they can often be great problem solvers. I think sometimes the way autistic people think and do things can make a lot more sense to me than the way neurotypical people think and the way neurotypical people do things. Because I think autistic people, a lot of us do value honesty as well, and we will say what we mean and mean what we say. Even though we do want to be understood and accepted, I do think that autistic people, we do value quality over quantity. You know, we don't really want to really change who we are to fit in. I think we are a lot more sort of like unapologetically themselves. What's good is that, you know, I think you'll know where you stand with an autistic person a lot easier. You know, we are very much what you see is what you get kind of thing. And I think because autistic people, a lot of us, such as myself, are more unapologetically ourselves and don't want to change who we are to please other people, it means that when we do make meaningful connections, you know, we'll make lasting connections as well and whatnot, and we're more likely to make quality connections as well, rather than like loads of fleeting ones. We're good at showing like loyalty and compassion to people we care about as well, which I think is really, really important and a great quality to have. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know what your favourite autism quality is. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and until next time, keep smiling. Bye.